Jupiter Ascending is a 2015 space opera film 5 written, directed, and co-produced by the Wachowskis. Starring Channing Tatum and Mila Kunis with Sean Bean, Eddie Redmayne, and Douglas Booth in supporting roles, the film is centered on Jupiter Jones, Kunis, an ordinary cleaning woman, and Kane Wise, Tatum, an interplanetary warrior who informs Jones that her destiny extends beyond Earth. Supporting cast member Douglas Booth has described the film's fictional universe as a cross between The Matrix and Star Wars 678, while Kunis identified Indulgence 9 and consumerism as its underlying themes. 10, 11, 12. The film was produced by Grant Hill and the Wachowskis, making Jupiter Ascending Hill's seventh collaboration with the Wachowskis as producer or executive producer. Several more long-standing Wachowski collaborators since the creation of the Matrix films contributed to the picture. 13, including production designer Hugh Baytop, visual effects supervisor Dan Glass, visual effects designer John Gaeta, standby prop man Alex Boswell, supervising sound editor Dane Davis, and costume designer Kim Barrett. Other notable past collaborators include Speed Racer composer Michael Giacchino, Cloud Atlas director of photography John Toll, along with its editor Alexander Berner, and hair and makeup designer Jeremy Woodhead, who worked on both. Jupiter Ascending was released in the United States on February 6, 2015, by Warner Brothers Pictures. The film was panned by critics. Despite praise for the visual effects, the narrative was criticized as confusing. It grossed $185 million against a $176 to $210 million budget during its theatrical release. Plot: Earth and countless other planets were established by families of transhuman and alien royalty to harvest the resulting organisms to produce a perpetual life-extending youth serum for the elites on other planets. After the death of the matriarch of the House of Abrazax, the most powerful of the alien dynasties, her children Balaam, Kaliki, and Titus quarrel over the inheritance. Balaam inherits control of the Abrazax business empire, Kaliki inherits the planet Ceres, and Titus spends his inheritance on a lavish spaceship. None are named sovereign of Abrazax, instead they are styled first, second, and third primary. Jupiter Jones narrates that her father, Maximilian, met her mother Alexa in St. Petersburg, Russia. After Maximilian is killed in a robbery, Alexa names their daughter Jupiter, after his favorite planet, and they move to Chicago to live with Alexa's family. Years later, Jupiter makes a modest living as a housekeeper to her wealthy neighbors. Wanting to buy a telescope, she agrees to sell her egg cells and uses her friend Catherine's name as a pseudonym. At Catherine's house, the women are attacked by extraterrestrial keepers. Jupiter photographs them, but they erase both women's memories of the incident. Jupiter finds the strange photograph on her phone while waiting at an egg donation clinic, but cannot recall anything about it. During the procedure, the doctors and nurses are revealed to be keepers sent to kill her, but she is saved by Kane Wise, a former soldier sent by Titus to bring her to him. As Kane and Jupiter flee, their spaceship is destroyed by a squad of keepers. Kane fends off the attack, kills the keepers, and hijacks one of their vehicles while protecting Jupiter. Kane realizes that Jupiter must be of great significance to Titus and Balaam, who are revealed to have sent the keepers to Earth to capture her. Kane takes Jupiter to the hideout of Stinger Apeni, another former soldier living in exile on Earth. After learning she can control the bees in Stinger's residence, Jupiter discovers that she is galactic royalty. Stinger agrees to help Jupiter, but she is captured by Balaam's hunters and bribed by Kaliki to bring Jupiter to her Alcazar on Ceres. There, Kaliki explains that Jupiter is genetically identical to the House of Abrazax's long-dead matriarch, and therefore she is the Earth's rightful owner. Supported by Captain Diomikit Singh of the Intergalactic Police Force, Aegis, Kane retrieves Jupiter from Kaliki and takes her to the intergalactic capital planet, Horus, to claim her inheritance as sovereign of Abrazax. Once claimed, Jupiter would gain control of Abrazax Industries and displace Balaam as title holder of Earth. In another attempt to lure Jupiter to him, Balaam sends Grigon to kidnap her family. On the way back to Earth, Titus's henchmen capture Jupiter and detain Kane as punishment for not bringing her to him. Titus reveals to Kane his plan to marry Jupiter, kill her, and claim Earth. Titus then throws Kane into the void of space and attempts to seduce Jupiter, declaring his intention to dismantle the youth serum trade, of which Earth is the next intended source. Cain survives being spaced and returns with Stinger to save Jupiter at the altar before she gets married. Jupiter asks to return home but learns that her family has been taken hostage by Balaam. At his refinery inside the Great Red Spot, Balaam demands Earth in exchange for Jupiter's family. Realizing that Balaam cannot harvest Earth without her permission, Jupiter refuses. Cain infiltrates the refinery and damages its gravity hull, causing the refinery to begin collapsing. While the occupants evacuate the refinery, Sing's ship moves in and rescues Jupiter's family. Jupiter survives the collapsing structures, only to land at the feet of Balaam, who tries to kill her. She fights him off before Balaam falls to his death. Cain saves her as the refinery is in its final stages of collapse. Sing opens a portal to Earth and prepares to evacuate, potentially leaving Cain and Jupiter behind. However, she is relieved that they have survived and crossed the portal, along with Sing's ship. Jupiter's family is returned home with no memory of their disappearance, while Jupiter secretly retains ownership of the Earth. Cain's rank in the Legion is restored, and he and Jupiter begin a relationship. Cast: Channing Tatum as Cain Wise, a genetically engineered soldier, half human and half canine, though this is not immediately visible. 14. He has a tremendously powerful sense of smell that allows him to track a gene through the universe. 15. To perform the role, Tatum wore a mouthpiece to change the shape of his lower jaw, which prevented him from closing his mouth and made it difficult to speak. Mila Kunis as Jupiter Jones. Kunis describes her character as unhappy with her job and life until Cain finds her. 10. Sean Bean as Stinger Apenai, a Han Solo type character. 16. Stinger is half human and half honeybee, which gives him enhanced speed, special vision, and a high sense of loyalty. He is Cain's former comrade 10 but lives on Earth with his daughter. 12. Eddie Redmayne as Balaam Abrazax, first primary of the House of Abrazax and the eldest of the 3 Abrazax siblings. Balaam controls the wealthiest business empire in the known universe from a gigantic refinery in the Great Red Spot of the planet Jupiter. He feels threatened by Jupiter Jones's claim to Earth and tries to stop her. 10. Douglas Booth as Titus Abrazax, third primary of House of Abrazax and Balaam's brother. Edward Hogg as Chicanery Knight 17. Maria Doyle Kennedy as Alexa, Jupiter's mother. Tuppence Middleton as Kaliki Abrazax, second primary of the House of Abrazax and Balaam and Titus's sister 10 whose motives appear to be less business-oriented than her brothers. Nikki Amukabert as Diomykit Singh, captain of the Aegis. Vanessa Kirby as Catherine Dunleavy, Jupiter's friend. Jeremy Swift as Vasily Bolotnikov. Christina Cole as Gemma Chatterjee, a cybernetic Aegis officer. Duna Bay as Razzo, a bounty hunter. James Darcy as Maximilian Jones, Jupiter's father. Kik Guri as Vilady, Jupiter's cousin. Tim Pigott-Smith as Molly Dix. Gugum Bathara as Famulus, a half-human, half-deer combination. 1819. Ramon Takaram as Philo Percadium. In addition, Terry Gilliam makes a cameo appearance as the Seal and Signet Minister, the bureaucrat who confirms Jupiter's title to Earth, in a scene made to resemble Gilliam's 1985 film, Brazil. 20. Production. Development. In 2009, Warner Brothers president Jeff Robinov approached the Wachowskis about creating an original intellectual property and franchise. Development began 2 years later, with the production and visual effects teams doing pre-production work based on a first draft of the script, while the Wachowskis were shooting the future segments of Cloud Atlas. 10. The story was partly inspired by Lana's favorite book 21 The Odyssey. 22. It was making me super emotional, Lana has said. The whole concept of these almost spiritual journeys and you're changed. Another inspiration was The Wizard of Oz, which Lana contrasts to The Odyssey. Dorothy is pretty much the same at the end as she is at the beginning. Whereas Odysseus goes through such an epic shift in his identity. The Wachowskis themselves describe the plot of the film as an effort to reverse the classical science fiction trope of the hero who is emotionally withholding and strong and stoic. Instead, they tried to create a new form of female science fiction hero in the space opera genre. We were, like, can we bring a different kind of female character like Dorothy or Alice? Characters who negotiate conflict and complex situations with intelligence and empathy. Yes, Dorothy has a protector, Toto, who's always barking at everyone. And that was sort of the origin of Kane. 23. Production design. Producer Grant Hill and visual effects supervisor Dan Glass have noted that the Wachowskis never repeat themselves. Hill has described the design as an original take on the look of space environments, while Glass mentioned it was influenced by cities around Europe rather than science fiction touchstones. Examples include Renaissance architecture, modern glass, and Gothic art. 10. Filming. The film was a co-production between the United States Warner Brothers Pictures and Australia's Village Roadshow Pictures, with both studios providing 40% of the budget and Rapattun Entertainment the remaining 20%. For Roberto Malerba and Bruce Berman served as executive producers. 24 Principal photography commenced at Warner Brothers Studios, Leavesden on April 2, 2013, on an initial budget of $130 million. For filming also took place at Ely Cathedral in England. 25 The production remained in the London studio through June, then moved to various locations in Chicago, Illinois, throughout late July and August. 24 minor reshoots to clarify plot points. 26 took place in January and early May of the next year, the latter of which took place in Bilbao, Basque Country, Spain. 27 Star Channing Tatum later stated, "Jupiter Ascending was a nightmare from the jump. It was a sideways movie. All of us were there for 7 months, busting our hump. It was just tough." 28. The opening scenes show the Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao and Dancing House in Prague, both of which were designed by Frank Gehry. This was the second feature that cinematographer John Toll shot digitally, using ARRI Alexas and Codex recorders, after Iron Man 3:29 in part due to the visual effects element. 30 Legend 3D handled the stereoscopic conversion of the film, having recently integrated the Mystique post-production software into their pipeline. 31 Vision 3's Chris Parks is the stereoscopic supervisor of the film. 32-33 An 8-minute-long chase sequence, codenamed 52 part by the film's crew, depicts Jupiter and Kane fleeing from aliens and spaceships in downtown Chicago shortly after they first meet. It was the longest sequence in the script, involving some of the film's most difficult stunts. To complete it, Kunis and Tatum had to film every day for 6 months. 12. Effects. Several of the film's effects rely heavily on practical stunts instead of CGI. Tatum has noted there was minimal use of digital doubles and instead most stunts were done by the principal actors or stuntmen attempting to match the previous sequences. 15 34 35 36 For the scenes of Tatum's character flying using anti-gravity boots, Glass has stated that his team invented a way to use stuntmen instead of doing them digitally, despite the limited available time to shoot them. 37 They created a rig of 6 cameras, called the Pinocam, which was mounted on a helicopter and covered nearly 180 degrees of the action. During post-production, the directors could combine the overlap filmed footage, essentially creating a camera that could swing around the action independently of the helicopter's actual flying path. 38 The technique piqued the interest of other directors who have subsequently used it in their own movies. Visual effects vendor Framestore used Vicon T40 cameras for previs and motion capture purposes, the same camera system they used in the 2013 film Gravity, which was critically acclaimed for its cinematography and visual effects. 39. Music. The film's score was composed by Michael Giacchino and performed by the Hollywood Studio Symphony. 40 On June 10, 2013, Giacchino tweeted that Ludwig Wickede, Robert Ziegler and Tim Simonuk were conducting the film's score at Abbey Road Studios in London. 41 In August, Giacchino stated, "We're actually recording all the music first, before they're even done shooting. It's been done sort of backward, and it's much more freeing doing it that way. I'm not locked down to any specific timings and what the film is doing. I can do whatever I want. It opens up a lot more possibilities." 42. The Wachowskis first used this approach during production of Cloud Atlas at the recommendation of co-director Tom Tykwer, who has made all his movies this way, and have since commented they will never again make a movie without recording the music first. 43. Dancer Kyle Davis was inspired when listening to Giacchino's score for the film to create a ballet for the Pacific Northwest Ballet named A Dark and Lonely Space that is choreographed to Giacchino's music. The ballet, which premiered November 2, 2018, features 24 dancers that represent planets, celestial bodies, and forces of physics, and was designed as an anthropomorphization of the birth of a planetary system. 44. Release. The film was originally set to be released on July 25, 2014 45, but it was later moved up to July 18, 2014 46, and on June 3, 2014, the film's release was delayed to February 6, 2015, due to poor test screenings that April and to give additional time needed to complete over 2,000 special effects shots, which ended up ballooning the final budget from $130 million to over $210 million. 4. The film received a secret screening at the 2015 Sundance Film Festival, which was invitation only and did not include members of the press. Variety's Ramin Sitoode reported that clusters of seats were empty at the screening. 47. The film was released in IMAX 3D, as was its competitor Seventh Son from Universal Pictures the same weekend. Jupiter Ascending had a surprise premiere at the Sundance Film Festival on January 27, 2015, at the Mary G. Steiner Egyptian Theater in Park City. 47. Reception. Box office. Jupiter Ascending grossed $47.4 million in the United States and Canada, and $136.5 million in other territories, for a worldwide total of $184 million, against a budget of $176 to $210 million. 3-4. The film grossed $1 million from Thursday's preview. 48. The film earned $6.4 million in its opening day, and later being forecast to open at around $18 million. 49.50. The film earned $7.6 million for its second day and $5 million on its third day. 51. For a gross of $18.4 million in its opening weekend from 3,181 theaters, and $5,776 per theater average. 3. It finished in third at the box office behind the SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water, $55.4 million, and American Sniper, $23.3 million. 52. Despite a disappointing North American debut, the film opened in the top spot internationally, earning $32.5 million playing in theaters of 65 markets in other territories. Among the top markets was Russia, where the film earned a gross of $4.7 million and topped the box office. It also opened in markets such as France, $2.5 million, South Korea, $2.1 million, the UK, $2 million, Brazil, $1.9 million, Mexico, $1.8 million, Germany, $1.8 million, Italy, $1.2 million, and Spain, $1.1 million. The film also debuted in Asian markets, bringing in $6 million in total from Singapore, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Thailand. 53-54. The film opened in China in March, $23.2 million, and the opening in China took it to the top spot in the international market for the weekend. 55. Before its release, the film had been included in the list of the riskiest box office bets of 2015 published by ScreenRant.com. 56. It had been forecasted to gross between 21 to 23 million US dollars in its opening weekend. 57, 58, 59. Critical response. On the review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes, 28% of 274 critics' reviews are positive, with an average rating of 4.5/10. The website's consensus reads, "Pleasing to the eye but narratively befuddled, Jupiter Ascending delivers another visually thrilling misfire from the Wachowskis." 60. Metacritic, which uses a weighted average, assigned the film a score of 40 out of 100, based on 40 critics, indicating mixed or average reviews. 61. David Adelstein of VULTour.com was highly critical of the whole film, calling it inane from the first frame to last. "It's miraculously unmiraculous." 62. Joe McGovern of Entertainment Weekly was also critical of the film, giving it a C+, writing that it was just another incoherent sci-fi spectacle. 63. British film critic Mark Kermode said, "Jupiter Ascending is a lot of things. Bonkers, all over the place, incoherent, preposterous, ridiculous dialogue that George Lucas would have thrown in the bin, spectacularly overripe performances. I'm not going to say it's good, but I would be lying if I said I didn't enjoy it." 64. Redmayne, who had been nominated for, and ultimately won, an Oscar the same year for his performance as Stephen Hawking in The Theory of Everything, received particular criticism for his performance in Jupiter Ascending, the consensus being that it was over the top and unintentionally silly. Kofi Outlaw of Screen Rant called Redmayne's performance so over the top with his effeminate mannerisms and Bane-style whisper voice that Jupiter Ascending devolves into an absurd comedy whenever he's on screen, and commented that he may go home with an Oscar and a Razzie on the same night. 65. Redmayne did in fact win a Razzie Award for Worst Supporting Actor, for his performance in Jupiter Ascending. 66. Manala Dargis of the New York Times called Redmayne's performance camping. 67. While Stephanie Mary of the Washington Post lambasted him for screeching his lines in a way that is about as intimidating as a toddler, adding, "Unfortunately, you'll never be able to unhear the way he shrieks go to his hideous minions." 68. Redmayne himself admitted that he gave a pretty bad performance by all accounts in the film during a November 2018 interview with GQ. 69. Donna Dickens of HitFix noted that the film picked up an enthusiastic following among female science fiction fans, and reported that many viewers found the film attractive for providing the wish fulfillment of prepubescent girls. 70. Dickens explained that where Hollywood typically portrays strong women in action films as Arnold Schwarzenegger with boobs, Jupiter Ascending presents Kunis's character differently. Women don't always want superhuman robots to look up to. "We want to be the same klutzy nobody who is cosseted and petted and told we're special, despite all evidence to the contrary," she wrote. 70. Gavia Baker Whitelaw of the Daily Dot had a similar perspective, praising the film for avoiding sexist jokes. Baker Whitelaw described the film as catnip for a certain subset of geeky, self-aware young women, adding that it is dumb and weird and beautiful, and it wants you to be happy. 71. Ignatiy Vishnevetsky of the AV Club described the film as an imaginatively goofy, rococo space opera, and opined, "It might not be as compelling a synthesis of pop philosophy and geek tastes as The Matrix, but it feels personal in the way that big-budget, effects-driven movies rarely do." 72. David Blostein of ABC News wrote that the film is a campy visual sci-fi spectacle that could very well become a cult classic. 73. Polygon Susanna Polo named Jupiter Ascending number 8 on the staff's list of the top 10 films of 2015, admitting that while the movie doesn't work, it is so full of ambition that it doesn't work in such a fantastical way that it remains startlingly compelling. Channing Matthew Tatum, born April 26, 1980, is an American actor and producer. He made his film debut in the drama Coach Carter, 2005, and had his breakthrough with the sports comedy film She's the Man, 2006, and the dance film Step Up, 2006. He rose to prominence for playing Duke in the action films G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra, 2009, and G.I. Joe, Retaliation, 2013, the title role in the comedy drama films Magic Mike, 2012, Magic Mike XXL, 2015, and Magic Mike's Last Dance, 2023, and an undercover cop in the action comedy films 21 Jump Street, 2012, and 22 Jump Street, 2014. Tatum's other films include The Vow, 2012, White House Down, 2013, Foxcatcher, 2014, The Hateful Eight, 2015, Hail, Caesar, 2016, Logan Lucky, 2017, The Lost City, 2022, and Deadpool and Wolverine, 2024. He has produced several of his films, including the road film Dog, 2022, which he also starred in and co-directed. He was listed as one of Time's 100 most influential people in the world in 2022. Early life and education. Channing Matthew Tatum was born on April 26, 1981 in Cullman, Alabama, to Kay Tatum, née Faust, an airline worker, and Glenn Tatum, a construction worker. 3-4 He has a sister named Paige. He is of Irish, French, and German ancestry. 5 His family moved to Gautier, Mississippi, in the Pascagoula area, when he was 6. Until he was 10 years old, he lived in a rural setting near the bayous along the Pascagoula River. 6-7. Tatum has discussed having dealt with attention deficit disorder, ADD, and dyslexia while growing up, which affected his ability to do well in school. 8 In his youth, Tatum participated in football, soccer, track, baseball, and Wushuquan Kung Fu. 9. Tatum spent most of his teenage years in the Tampa area, where he initially attended Gaither High School. His parents wanted more effort and gave him the option of selecting a private high school or attending a military school. He chose Tampa Catholic High School, where he graduated in 1998 and was voted most athletic. 10 He later attended Glenville State College in Glenville, West Virginia on a football scholarship, but dropped out. 11. Us Weekly reported that around this time Tatum left his job as a roofer and began working as a stripper at a local nightclub under the name Chan Crawford. 12-13 In 2010, he told an Australian newspaper that he wanted to make a film about his experiences as a stripper. 14 That idea led to the film Magic Mike. 13. Career. 2000s. In 2000, Tatum was first cast as a dancer in Ricky Martin's She Bangs music video 15 after an audition in Orlando, Florida. He was paid $400 for the job. His experience in the fashion industry began as a model working for noted clients such as Armani and Abercrombie & Fitch. He soon moved into television commercials, landing national spots for Mountain Dew and Pepsi in 2002. He subsequently signed with Page 305, Page Parks Modeling Agency, a modeling agency in Miami. He was cast by Al David for Vogue magazine and soon after appeared in campaigns for Abercrombie & Fitch, Nautica, Dolce & Gabbana, American Eagle Outfitters, and Emporio Armani. He was picked as one of Tear Sheet magazine's 50 Most Beautiful Faces of October 2001. Tatum signed with Ford Models in New York City. 16. Tatum in 2009. In 2006, Tatum starred in She's the Man opposite Amanda Bynes, which was named the greatest Shakespeare adaptation since 10 Things I Hate About You by Business Insider. 17 Later that year, Tatum starred opposite his future wife Jenna Dewan in Step Up, which was his breakout role. Although it was widely panned, it has earned $115 million worldwide. 18. In 2008, Tatum co-starred in director Kimberly Pierce's film Stop Loss, about soldiers returning home from the Iraq War, and in director Stuart Townsend's film Battle in Seattle, about the 1999 protest of the World Trade Organization meeting in Seattle. Tatum played in the short film The Trap, directed by Rita Wilson. 19. Tatum and Dito Montiel, who worked together on a guide to recognizing your saints, renamed on the action drama Fighting for Rogue Pictures. He starred as Sean MacArthur, a young man who starts out selling counterfeit goods in New York City. He next appeared in writer-director-producer Michael Mann's 2009 crime drama Public Enemies, playing the 1930s American gangster Pretty Boy Floyd. 18. The same year, Tatum starred as Duke in G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra, Paramount Pictures live-action film based on the popular Hasbro action figures. He was initially reluctant to take the role as he feared the film would glorify war, but overcame his reluctance after reading the script. 20. He played a soldier in Dear John, a film based on the popular Nicholas Sparks bestseller. 21. He later said that he accepted the role to learn from director Lasse Hallström because he never studied at an acting school. 22. 2010s. In 2012, Tatum hosted Saturday Night Live 23 and appeared in 4 films. He co-starred in Steven Soderbergh's action thriller Haywire, The Vow with Rachel McAdams, and 21 Jump Street, film adaptation of TV series of the same name, with Jonah Hill. 24. Tatum also starred in Magic Mike, a film based on his 8-month experience as a stripper in Florida. The film was directed by Soderbergh. 25 was co-produced by Tatum and Soderbergh, and starred Tatum as Mike. He is a featured performer at a Tampa, Florida, male strip club who takes a younger dancer, Alex Pettyfer, under his wing to show him how to hustle on and off stage. 25. The film's cast also included Matt Bomer, Joe Manganiello, and Matthew McConaughey. 25. Tatum at the 2015 Warner Bros. and Hoyt's Red Carpet Arena premiere of Magic Mike XXL. Tatum appeared in Steven Soderbergh's Side Effects, with Rooney Mara and Jude Law. 26. He reprised his role as Conrad S. Hauser/Duke in G.I. Joe, Retaliation, the sequel to 2009's G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra, in an ensemble cast that included Dwayne Johnson and Bruce Willis. Originally scheduled for release on June 29, 2012, the film was pushed back to March 2013 to convert it to 3D and to add more scenes for his character, who was killed at the beginning of the film. 27. Tatum later said he had not wanted to appear in the sequel and was happy his character had been killed off. 28. Also in 2013, he appeared in another action film, White House Down. 29. Tatum reprised his role from 21 Jump Street in its sequel, 22 Jump Street, which was released on June 13, 2014. 30. Also in 2014, he co-starred with Steve Carell in Foxcatcher, the story of John DuPont, who had schizophrenia and killed Olympic wrestler Dave Schultz, the brother of the character played by Tatum, who also had won Olympic gold. 31. In 2015, Tatum starred in Magic Mike XXL, reprising his 2012 role. 2020s. Tatum was set to star as X-Men character Remy LeBeau/Gambit in a solo film, set within the X-Men film universe, which he would have produced 32, 33, 34, but the film was cancelled in May 2019 after languishing in development hell since 2014. 35. Tatum eventually appeared as Gambit in the Marvel Cinematic Universe film Deadpool and Wolverine, 2024. 36. He is set to reprise this role in Avengers: Doomsday, 2026. 37. In 2022, Tatum made his directing debut on Dog, a road trip comedy tracking a former Army Ranger and his dog that he starred in and co-helmed with regular collaborator Reed Carolyn. 38. The same year, he starred opposite Sandra Bullock in the Paramount Pictures romantic action-adventure film The Lost City. 39. In 2023, Tatum returned as Mike Lane in Magic Mike's Last Dance with Steven Soderbergh as director. The film was set for an exclusive premiere on HBO Max 40, but it was instead released in theaters on February 10, 2023. 41. Tatum starred in Zoe Kravitz's directorial debut film Blink Twice, 2024, portraying a tech billionaire. 42-43. Tatum's performance as a conman with a heart of gold in the 2025 film Rothman has garnered him the best reviews of his career. 44. Other ventures. Business. In October 2012, Tatum and a friend opened the Saints and Sinners burlesque-themed restaurant and bar in New Orleans, which remained open until 2024. 45. Production companies. In an interview with Details magazine, published in early 2012, Tatum said he wants to produce all the films he stars in. I really don't want to be in any more movies that I don't produce. Unless it's with one of the 10 directors that I really want to work with, I don't have any interest in not being on the ground floor of creating it. 46. He, his then-wife Jenna Dewan, and their production partner Reed Carolyn signed a 2-year production deal in 2010 with Relativity Media for any films they may develop during that time. 47. Tatum started 2 production companies, 33 and Out Productions 48 and Iron Horse Entertainment. 49. Their first production was the 2010 documentary Earth Made of Glass. In 2021, another one of his production companies, Free Association, signed a first-look deal with MGM. 50. Writing. Tatum has written 2 picture books inspired by his daughter. 51. The first, The One and Only Spark Ella, 2021, was a #1 New York Times bestseller for children's picture books the week it published. 52. The One and Only Spark Ella Makes a Plan was published in 2022. 53. Influence. Tatum was named People's Sexiest Man Alive in 2012 and one of Time's 100 Most Influential People in the World in 2022. 54-55. Political views. In October 2023, Tatum signed the Artists for Ceasefire open letter to President Joe Biden calling for a ceasefire during the Gaza war. 56. Personal life. Tatum and then-wife Jenna Dewan at the Peabody Awards 2012. In 2006, Tatum met actress Jenna Dewan on the set of their film Step Up, and they married on July 11, 2009, in Malibu, California. 57. They have one daughter, born in 2013. 58. On April 2, 2018, the couple announced they were separating. 59. 6 months later, Dewan filed for divorce from Tatum. 60. The divorce was finalized in November 2019. 61. In a 2023 interview with Vanity Fair, Tatum questioned whether he would ever remarry, though said his divorce prompted self-improvement, including a strong relationship with his daughter. 51. Tatum dated English singer Jessie J from 2018 to 2020. 62, 63, 64. In 2021, Tatum started dating Zoe Kravitz and, by 2023, the couple were engaged. 65, 66. The engagement was called off in October 2024. 67. In April 2025, it was confirmed that Tatum is in a relationship with model Inka Williams. Milena Markovna Mila Kunis, born August 14, 1983, is an American actress. Born in Chernovtsi, Ukraine, and raised in Los Angeles, she starred as Jackie Burkhart on That 70s Show from 1998 to 2006 and has voiced Meg Griffin on Family Guy since 1999. Kunis's breakout film role was in the 2008 romantic comedy Forgetting Sarah Marshall. 1-2. She gained critical acclaim for her performance in the psychological thriller Black Swan, 2010, receiving nominations for the SAG Award and the Golden Globe Award for Best Supporting Actress. Her other major films include the action films Max Payne, 2008, and The Book of Eli, 2010, the romantic comedy Friends with Benefits, 2011, the fantasy film Oz the Great and Powerful, 2013, as the Wicked Witch of the West, and the comedies Ted, 2012, Bad Moms, 2016, and its sequel, A Bad Mom's Christmas, 2017. Early life and education. Milena Markovna Kunis was born into a Jewish family on August 14, 1983 in Chernivtsi, Ukraine, then part of the Soviet Union. For her mother, Elvira, was a physics teacher who ran a pharmacy, and her father, Mark Kunis, was a mechanical engineer who worked as a cab driver after the family emigrated. 5. Kunis has an older brother, Michael. 6. 7. Her grandparents were Holocaust survivors. 8. Her mother tongue and the common language within her family is Russian. 9. While participating in Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend, Kunis confirmed she does not speak Ukrainian, stating Russian was the main language at the time she was there. 10. Children were not taught Ukrainian in school until they were in second grade, which was the time she left to come to the United States. 10. She stated in 2011 that her parents had amazing jobs, and that she was very lucky and the family was not poor. They had decided to leave the Soviet Union because they saw no future there for Mila and her brother. 11. In 1991, when she was 7 years old, her family moved to Los Angeles under a religious refugee visa. 12. With $250. That was all we were allowed to take with us. My parents had given up good jobs and degrees, which were not transferable. We arrived in New York on a Wednesday, and by Friday morning my brother and I were at school in LA. 11. Kunis has cited anti-Semitism in the Soviet Union as one of several reasons for her family's move to the United States. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. She has stated that her parents raised her Jewish as much as they could, although religion was suppressed in the Soviet Union. 18, 13. On her second day in Los Angeles, Kunis was enrolled at Rosewood Elementary School, not knowing a word of English. She later recalled, "I blocked out second grade completely. I have no recollection of it. I always talked to my mom and my grandma about it. It was because I cried every day. I didn't understand the culture. I didn't understand the people. I didn't understand the language. My first sentence of my essay to get into college was like, imagine being blind and deaf at age 7. And that's kind of what it felt like moving to the States." 19. In Los Angeles, she attended Hubert Howe Bancroft Middle School. She used an on-set tutor for most of her high school years while filming that 70s show. 20. She briefly attended Los Angeles Center for Enriched Studies, LACES, but when that school proved to be insufficiently flexible about her acting commitments, she transferred to Fairfax High School. 21. Graduating in 2001. 16. She briefly attended University of California, Los Angeles, UCLA, and Loyola Marymount University in Los Angeles. 622. Kunis is a naturalized U.S. citizen. 23, 24, 25. Kunis has said that a genealogical DNA test described her ethnicity as 96% 26-27 to 98% Ashkenazi Jewish. 28. Career. 1994 to 2000, career beginnings and television work. At age 9, Kunis was enrolled by her father in acting classes after school at the Beverly Hills Studios, where she met Susan Curtis, who would become her manager. 29-30. On her first audition she landed the role for a Barbie commercial. 31. Shortly after, she did a commercial for the Lisa Frank product line. 32. Her first television roles took place in 1994, first appearing on Days of Our Lives 33-34 and a few months later doing her first of 2 appearances on Baywatch. 35. She had a minor role on the television show Seventh Heaven 20 and Walker Texas Ranger, as well as supporting roles in the films Santa with Muscles, Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves, and the Angelina Jolie film Gia, as the young Gia Karanji. 6. At the age of 10, Kunis unsuccessfully auditioned for the role of a Russian Jewish girl who moves to North America in the film Make-A-Wish, Molly. 8. Instead, she was cast in the secondary role of a Mexican girl. 21 in 1998, Kunis was cast as Jackie Burkhart in the Fox sitcom That 70s Show. All who auditioned were required to be at least 18 years old. Kunis, who was 14 at the time, told the casting directors she would be 18 but did not say when. Though they eventually figured it out, the producers still thought Kunis was the best fit for the role. 30 That 70s Show ran for 8 seasons. 36 She won 2 consecutive Young Star Awards as Best Young Actress in a Comedy TV Series in 1999 and 2000 for her performances. 37. In 1999, Kunis replaced Lacey Chabert in the role of Meg Griffin on the animated sitcom Family Guy. 38 Created by Seth MacFarlane for Fox. Kunis won the role after auditions and a slight rewrite of the character, in part due to her performance on That 70s Show. When Kunis auditioned for the role, she was called back by MacFarlane, who instructed her to speak slower. He then told her to come back another time and enunciate more. Once she claimed that she had it under control, MacFarlane hired her. MacFarlane added, "What Mila Kunis brought to it was in a lot of ways, I thought, almost more right for the character. I say that Lacey did a phenomenal job, but there was something about Mila, something very natural about Mila. She was 15 when she started, so you were listening to a 15-year-old. Oftentimes with animation they'll have adult actors doing the voices of teenagers and they always sound like Saturday morning voices. They sound oftentimes very forced. She had a very natural quality to Meg that really made what we did with that character kind of really work." 39. Kunis was nominated for an Annie Award in the category of voice acting in an animated television production in 2007. She also voiced Meg in Family Guy video game, released in 2006. Kunis described her character as the scapegoat. 40. 2001 to 2008, transition to film. In 2001, she appeared in Get Over It opposite Kirsten Dunst. She followed that up in 2002, by starring in the straight-to-DVD horror film American Psycho 2 alongside William Shatner, a sequel to the 2000 film American Psycho. American Psycho 2 was poorly reviewed by critics. 41 And later, Kunis herself expressed embarrassment over the film. 42 In 2004, Kunis starred in the film adaptation Tony and Tina's Wedding. Although the film was shot in 2004, it did not have a theatrical release until 2007. 43 Most critics did not like the film, which mustered a 25% approval from Rotten Tomatoes. 44 DVD Talk concluded that fans would be much better off pretending the movie never happened in the first place. 45. Kunis at the premiere of Max Payne in 2008. In 2005, Kunis co-starred with Jon Heder in Moving McAllister, which was not released theatrically until 2007. 46 The film received generally poor reviews and had a limited 2-week run in theaters. 47 48 She followed up with After Sex starring alongside Zoe Saldana, who had also appeared in Get Over It. 49 In October 2006, she began filming Boot Camp, originally titled Straight Edge. 50 The film was not released in theaters in the United States, but was released on DVD on August 25, 2009. 51. Kunis starred as Rachel Jansen in the 2008 comedy film, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, co-produced by Judd Apatow. The role, which she won after unsuccessfully auditioning for Knocked Up 2, entailed improvisation on her part. 52 The film garnered positive reviews. 53 And was a commercial success, grossing $105 million worldwide. 54 Kunis's performance was well received. Joe Morgenstern of the Wall Street Journal praised her fresh beauty and focused energy. 55 While James Berardinelli wrote that she is adept with her performance and understands the concept of comic timing. 56 She was nominated for a Teen Choice Award. 57 In an interview, Kunis credited Apatow with helping her to expand her career from That 70s Show. 2. Also in 2008, Kunis portrayed Mona Sachs, an assassin, alongside Mark Wahlberg in the action film Max Payne, based on the video game of the same name. Kunis underwent training in guns, boxing, and martial arts for her role. 58 Max Payne was relatively successful at the box office, grossing $85 million worldwide. 59 but was poorly reviewed by critics. 60 with several reviewers calling Kunis miscast. 61-62 Travis Estvold of Boise Weekly wrote that she was horribly miscast as some sort of undersized, warble-voiced crime boss. 63 Director John Moore defended his choice of Kunis, saying, "Mila just bowled us over. She wasn't an obvious choice, but she just wears Mona so well. We needed someone who would not be just a fop or foil to Max, we needed somebody who had to be that character and convey her own agenda. I think Mila just knocked it out of the park." 58. She was nominated for another Teen Choice Award for her role in the film. 64. 2009 to 2012, film breakthrough and acclaim. Kunis promoting Family Guy in 2009. In 2009, she appeared in the comedy film Extract with Ben Affleck and Jason Bateman. The film received mostly positive reviews. 65 and grossed $10.8 million at the box office. 66 Roger Ebert, while critical of the film itself, wrote that Kunis brings her role to within shouting distance of credibility. 67. Director Mike Judge commented that part of what was surprising to learn about Kunis was her ability to make references to the cult animation film Rejected. Judge said, "As beautiful as Mila is, you could believe that maybe she would cross paths with you in the real world." 68. After seeing Kunis perform in Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Judge wanted to cast her in the role of Cindy in Extract. "I just thought, wow, this girl's perfect. And she really wanted to do it, which was fantastic." Kunis herself stated that, "I'm a huge fan of Mike Judge's from Office Space, so I was, like, okay, this is a very easy decision. I told them I would do anything needed to be in this production, like craft service, or, say, acting." 69. In 2010, she starred alongside Denzel Washington in the action film The Book of Eli. Although the film received mixed reviews, 70 it performed well at the box office, grossing over $157 million worldwide. 71 Film critic Richard Roper praised Kunis's performance, calling it a particularly strong piece of work. 72 Several other reviews were equally positive, including that of Pete Hammond of Box Office Magazine, who wrote that she's ideally cast in the key female role. 73 Even reviewers who did not necessarily like the film complimented her performance, such as James Berardinelli, who wrote that the demands of the role proved to be within her range, which is perhaps surprising considering she has been thus far pigeonholed into more lightweight parts. 74 And Colin Covert of the Star Tribune, who wrote that she generated a spark and brought a degree of determination to her character, developing an independent female character who's not always in need of rescuing. 75. Other critics, such as Claudia Poog of USA Today, felt she was miscast, noting that she looked as if she dropped in from a Ray-Ban commercial. 76 Kunis received another Teen Choice Award nomination for her performance. 77-78 Kunis was also cast in a minor role in the 2010 comedy film Date Night, starring Tina Fey and Steve Carell. 79 She garnered several positive reviews for her performance. 80-81-82 Michael Phillips of the Chicago Tribune concluded her performance with James Franco helped save the film and gave it a shot in the arm. 83. Kunis at San Diego Comic-Con in 2012. Kunis was nominated for multiple awards, including her first Golden Globe, for the 2010 film Black Swan. She played a rival ballet dancer to the main character, played by Natalie Portman. Director Darren Aronofsky cast Kunis in the film based on her performance in Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and on the recommendation of co-star and close friend Natalie Portman. 884 She underwent a training regimen that included cardiovascular exercise, a 1,200 calorie a day diet. She lost 20 pounds that she regained after filming ended, and ballet classes for 4 hours a day, 7 days a week. 185-86 During the demanding production, she suffered injuries including a torn ligament and a dislocated shoulder. 87. Black Swan received widespread acclaim from critics. 88 and was nominated for 5 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. 89 The film grossed over $106.9 million in the United States and Canada. 90 while grossing over $329 million worldwide. 91 Reviews of Kunis's performance were positive. 92, 93, 94 With Kirk Honeycutt of The Hollywood Reporter stating, "Kunis makes a perfect alternate to Portman, equally as lithe and dark but a smirk of self-assurance in place of Portman's wide-eyed fearfulness." 95. Guy Lodge In Contention also praised Kunis, saying, "It's the cool, throaty-voiced Kunis who is the surprise package here, intelligently watching and reflecting her co-star in such a manner that we're as uncertain as Nina of her ingenuousness." 96. Kunis's performance won her the Marcello Mastroianni Award for Best Young Actor or Actress at the 67th Venice International Film Festival. 97 and earned her Golden Globe Award. 98 and Screen Actors Guild Award nominations for Best Supporting Actress. 99 At the 37th Annual Saturn Awards, she was also honored with the Best Supporting Actress Award for her performance. 100. Kunis was cast alongside Justin Timberlake in the 2011 romantic comedy Friends with Benefits. 101 Director Will Gluck stated that he wrote the story with Kunis and Timberlake in mind. 102 Friends with Benefits achieved success at the box office, grossing over $149 million worldwide. 103 and received mostly positive reviews with critics praising the chemistry between Kunis and Timberlake. 104 Manala Dargis of the New York Times wrote that Ms. Kunis is fast proving that she's a gift that keeps giving to mainstream romantic comedy, and her energy is so invigorating and expansive and her presence so vibrant that she fills the screen. 105. In 2012, Kunis co-starred with Mark Wahlberg in Ted, her most commercially successful film to date. The film was directed and co-written by Family Guy creator Seth MacFarlane. Kunis played the girlfriend of Wahlberg's character. When MacFarlane first conceived the project, he considered Kunis too young for the role. However, the film remained in development for several years, and when it was finally ready to begin production, he ended up casting her. 106 Ted has received generally positive reviews from critics. 107 and was a commercial success, grossing $549 million worldwide. 108 Drew McWeeny of HitFix wrote that Kunis brings some lovely subtle grace notes to a role that easily could have just been the pushy girlfriend. 109. 2013, present, comedic roles. In 2013, Kunis played Theodora, the youngest of 3 witches, opposite James Franco, in the Walt Disney Pictures prequel, Oz the Great and Powerful. 110-111 She dedicated her performance in the film to Margaret Hamilton, the original Wicked Witch of the West in the 1939 film. 112 The film, and Kunis's performance, received mixed reviews from critics. 113 Kim Newman of Empire magazine wrote that Kunis walks away with the honors as the wavering witch Theodora, whose heartbreak brings another, less expected depth to this 3D spectacle. 114 In contrast, Todd McCarthy of The Hollywood Reporter found Kunis's performance to be uncertain as her character seemed to be in a state of limbo. 115 Oz the Great and Powerful was a commercial success, grossing over $493 million worldwide. 116. Also in 2013, Kunis co-starred in the crime thriller Blood Ties with Clive Owen, Billy Crudup, and Marion Cotillard. 117 The film premiered at the 2013 Cannes Film Festival and had a limited release in the United States in 2014. 118 Blood Ties received mixed reviews. 119 Kunis was also cast in the comedy The Angriest Man in Brooklyn, alongside Robin Williams and Peter Dinklage. 120 The film had a limited theatrical and VOD release 121 and received poor reviews. 122 The Paul Haggis-directed film third-person co-starring with Liam Neeson, Olivia Wilde, and James Franco 123 premiered at the 2013 Toronto Film Festival 124 and had a limited release in 2014, but also received mostly negative reviews. 125 Kunis's performance was praised by some critics. Deborah Young of The Hollywood Reporter wrote that her role gives her enormous room to express her talent and she gives her story a shot of raw intensity. 126 In October 2014, it was announced Kunis, along with her partners, had launched a new production company called Orchard Farm Productions. The company has a first-look deal with ABC Studios, where the company is based. Under the agreement, the team will develop and produce TV projects for broadcast and cable. 127 In 2015, Kunis co-starred with Channing Tatum in the science fiction film Jupiter Ascending, directed by the Wachowskis. 128 129 While the film grossed over $183.9 million on a $176 million budget 130 it received mostly negative reviews, with a consensus that the production was narratively befuddled and a visually thrilling misfire. 131. Kunis promoting The Spy Who Dumped Me in 2018. Kunis co-starred with Kristen Bell and Christina Applegate in the comedy Bad Moms, which was released July 29, 2016. 132 It received mixed reviews from critics, who praised the cast and humor, though did not feel it could take full advantage of its assets. 133 Chris Nashawati from Entertainment Weekly wrote that Kunis manages to be both sympathetic and funny, and she has cracked comedic timing. 134 The film went on to earn more than $183.9 million with a budget of $20 million. 135 Following the financial success of Bad Moms, STX Entertainment reunited Kunis with her co-stars Kristen Bell and Kathryn Hahn for a sequel, A Bad Moms Christmas, which was released on November 1, 2017. 136 137 It went on to receive mixed reviews 138 and gross over $130 million worldwide with a budget of $28 million. 139. In 2018, Kunis co-starred with Kate McKinnon in the comedy The Spy Who Dumped Me. The film received mixed reviews 140 and went on to gross over $75 million worldwide with a budget of $40 million. 141 Kunis co-starred with Glenn Close in the film Four Good Days. Principal photography began in September 2019 in Los Angeles 142 and premiered at the Sundance Film Festival on January 25, 2020. 143 The film received mixed reviews 144 but Kunis was praised for her performance, with Pete Hammond from Deadline Hollywood stating Kunis was a revelation in the role 145 while Richard Roper of the Chicago Sun-Times concluded her performance represents the finest work she has done. 146 In 2021, she co-starred with Allison Janney and Regina Hall in Breaking News in Yuba County, which was filmed in Mississippi. 147 The film was released February 12, 2021 148 and received negative reviews from critics. 149 On April 30, 2022, it was announced that Kunis would have a guest appearance in the follow-up sitcom, That 90s Show. 150. In 2022, Kunis produced and starred in a Netflix film adaptation of Luckiest Girl Alive based on the Jessica Knoll novel of the same name. 151 Luckiest Girl Alive was released in select cinemas on September 30, 2022, before its streaming release on October 7, 2022, by Netflix. 152 The film received mixed reviews from critics. 153 However, Kunis received acclaim for her performance with Eric Masato from Collider, stating she delivered a career-best performance that is hypnotic and keeps you on the edge of your seat at every turn. 154. Additionally, Kunis received a nomination for the Drama Movie Star of 2022 at the 48th People's Choice Awards. 155. In 2023, it was announced that Kunis was slated to co-star with Michael Keaton in the comedy film Goodrich. Goodrich was released on October 18, 2024. 156. The film received positive reviews from critics. 157. Written and directed by Hallie Myers-Shire, Kunis also served as executive producer. 158. In 2024, Kunis closed a deal with Skydance to produce and star in The 47 Night Stand, a new film scripted by Greg Malins. 159. Additionally, Kunis has been added to the cast of the latest installment of the Knives Out franchise, joining Daniel Craig in Netflix's film Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery. 160. In the media, Kunis for a spread in Esquire magazine in 2012. In 2007, Kunis participated in a video for the website Funny or Die, appearing alongside James Franco. The video was a parody of the MTV show The Hills and was a huge success for the website, with 2.4 million views over the next 10 years. 161. Sean Levy, director of Date Night, stated that part of what made him decide to cast Kunis with James Franco in the film was the chemistry he felt they had in the Funny or Die video. 162. In December 2008, Kunis was featured in Gap's Shine Your Own Star Christmas campaign. 163. In 2010, she was featured in the Women We Love segment in Esquire with an accompanied video. 164. Kunis was among several female stars photographed by Canadian singer-songwriter Bryan Adams in conjunction with the Calvin Klein collections for a feature titled American Women 2010, with the proceeds from the photographs donated to the NYC AIDS Foundation. 165. During the summer of 2010, Kunis served with Randy Jackson as the Master of Ceremonies for the 9th Annual Chrysalis Foundation Benefit. The Chrysalis Foundation is a Los Angeles-based nonprofit organization formed to help economically disadvantaged and homeless individuals to become self-sufficient through employment opportunities. 166. GQ magazine named Kunis the Knockout of the Year for 2011. 167. With Men's Health naming her one of the 100 hottest women of all time. 168. FHM magazine ranked her number 9 on its 2012 Hot 100 list. 169. But she reached number 1 on their 2013 100 Sexiest Women in the World list. 171, which brought to an end a 4-year run by British women. 172. Prior to this, in 2008, Kunis stated, "You've got to base your career on something other than being FHM's top 100 number 1 girl. Your looks are going to die out, and then what's going to be left?" 19. Maxim has consistently ranked Kunis on its Hot 100 list, reaching a ranking of number 5 in both 2009 and 2011. 173 and number 3 in 2012. 174. 175. Esquire magazine named her 2012 Sexiest Woman Alive. 176. She ranked number 2 on Ask Men's list of top 99 women for 2013, behind only Jennifer Lawrence. 177. In 2013, she responded to those lists, "All I can say is, I feel honored to be considered sexy." 178. Christian Dior signed Kunis in 2012 to be the face of its spring fashion campaign. 179. 180. In February 2013, she was named Gemfield's global brand ambassador and the face of their advertising campaign. 181. Gemfields is a luxury company that produces emeralds, rubies, and amethysts. She visited Gemfield's mine in Zambia. 182. Kunis appeared wearing Gemfields' rubies for the world premiere of Jupiter Ascending. 183. In 2013, she appeared in Forbes' list of 100 powerful celebrities, ranking number 89 on the basis of 5 criteria: money, TV/radio, press, social, and marketability, with her highest ranking as number 14 in marketability. She earned $11 million for the year ending in June 2013. 184 in 2014, Kunis appeared in a range of global advertising for Beam Incorporated, makers of Jim Beam Bourbon. 185 Her announcement on Conan that she would donate to Planned Parenthood in Vice President Mike Pence's name received praise from supporters of abortion rights. Conversely, several anti-abortion advocates criticized her and Beam Incorporated on Twitter, creating the hashtag boycott Jim Beam. 186 187 Kunis was included on Time magazine's annual list of the 100 most influential people in the world in 2022. 188 Also in 2022, Kunis was included with Matthew McConaughey, Quinta Brunson, and Jennifer Hudson on People magazine's annual list of the People of the Year. 189 Personal life. Kunis attending the Marine Corps Ball in 2011. Kunis began dating actor Macaulay Culkin in 2002. 191 During their relationship, there were rumors of the couple getting married, but Kunis denied them. 192 On January 3, 2011, Kunis's publicist confirmed reports that Kunis and Culkin had ended their relationship, saying, "The split was amicable, and they remain close friends." 190 In January 2011, she revealed her struggle with chronic iritis that had caused temporary blindness in one eye. Some months earlier she went through with the surgery that corrected the problem. 193 Kunis also has heterochromia iridum, a condition in which the irises are different colors. Her left eye is brown, while her right eye is green. 170 On September 14, 2011, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, announced it was investigating the alleged hacking of Kunis's cell phone and email accounts, along with those of other celebrities such as Scarlett Johansson and Vanessa Hudgens. 194 195 196 Christopher Chaney from Jacksonville, Florida, later pleaded guilty in federal court to 9 counts of computer hacking. 197 In November 2011, Kunis was escorted by SGT Scott Moore to a U.S. Marine Corps ball in Greenville, North Carolina. She had accepted Moore's invitation in July after he posted it as a YouTube video while serving with the 3rd Battalion, 2nd Marine Regiment, in Afghanistan's Helmand Province. The event celebrated the Marine Corps' 236th anniversary. 198 Kunis began dating her former That 70s Show co-star Ashton Kutcher in 2012. 199 201 They became engaged in February 2014. 202 and were married in July 2015 in Oak Glen, California. 203 The couple have 2 children, a daughter born in October 2014. 204 205 and a son born in November 2016. 206 The family resides in a sustainable farmhouse, designed by the couple and architect Howard Backen, in Beverly Hills. 207 In 2016, Kunis, while pregnant with her 2nd child, undertook the surprise renovation of her parents' condominium, over a 6-week period, which was documented for My House TV. 208 She had grown up in the condominium from the age of 9, along with her older brother and her parents. In April 2020, Kunis and Kutcher developed their own wine, named Quarantine Wine, with 100% of the proceeds going to give aid during the COVID-19 pandemic. 209 The following year, they launched Outside Wine, a blend of red wine, whose profits would benefit the Skate Park Project and Thorn.org. 210 In 2022, Kunis and Kutcher started a GoFundMe page to help 2 online companies, Airbnb and Flexport, to aid refugees fleeing the violence in Russia's invasion of Ukraine. They exceeded their $30 million goal as of March 18, 2022. The couple promised to donate $3 million of their own money to the cause. 211 212 213. In 2023, after the conviction of that 70s show castmate Danny Masterson for rape, Kunis, along with Ashton Kutcher, wrote letters to the judge in support of Masterson. 214 The letters stated that Masterson was a good person and that he treated people with decency, equality, and generosity. 215 After the letters were made public, Kunis and Kutcher received immediate backlash and criticism for their support of Masterson, especially due to Kunis and Kutcher's involvement in Thorn, a charity to expose the sexual exploitation of children. After the backlash, Kunis and Kutcher apologized in a video. In the video, the two claimed that the letters were only intended for the judge and not for the public. The apology was similarly criticized as performative and insincere. 216. Political views. Kunis is a supporter of the Democratic Party. 23 In a 2012 interview, she criticized the Republican Party, saying, "The way that Republicans attack women is so offensive to me. And the way they talk about religion is offensive. I may not be a practicing Jew, but why do we gotta talk about Jesus all the time?" 176. In 2017, Kunis disclosed that she had been making monthly donations to Planned Parenthood in Mike Pence's name. 217. In 2021, Kunis signed a letter by the American organization Creative Community for Peace denouncing attempts by boycott, divestment, and sanctions to boycott the Tel Aviv International LGBTQ+ Film Festival. 218 She also signed another petition by the CCFP calling for Amazon to remove the film and book Hebrews to Negroes, Wake Up Black America, an anti-Semitic work that promoted Holocaust denial after it was promoted by American professional basketball player Kyrie Irving. 219-220. Following the Hamas-led attack on Israel on October 7, 2023, Kunis signed the No Hostage Left Behind letter, calling for United States President Joe Biden to ensure the release of all hostages kidnapped during the attacks. 221. Acting credits and awards. Main articles, Mila Kunis filmography and list of awards and nominations received by Mila Kunis. According to the review aggregator site Rotten Tomatoes, Kunis's most critically successful films are Gia, 1998, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, 2008, Extract, 2009, Date Night, 2010, Black Swan, 2010, Friends with Benefits, 2011, Ted, 2012, Oz the Great and Powerful, 2013, and Bad Moms, 2016. 222 Her television projects include Fox sitcom That 70s Show, 1998 to 2006, and animated series Family Guy, 1999, present. 223. Kunis has received 1 Golden Globe nomination for Best Supporting Actress and 2 Screen Actors Guild Awards nominations for Best Supporting Actress and Outstanding Performance by a Cast for her performance in Black Swan, 2010. 224-225 Kunis was nominated for an Annie Award for Best Voice Acting for her work in Family Guy and has garnered 2 Critics' Choice Awards nominations for Best Supporting Actress in Black Swan, 2010, and Best Actress in a Comedy in Ted, 2012, respectively. Sean Bean, born Sean Mark Bean, April 17, 1959, is an English actor. After graduating from the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art, he made his professional debut in a production of Romeo and Juliet in 1983 at the Watermill Theatre. Retaining his Yorkshire accent, he first found mainstream success for his portrayal of Richard Sharp in the ITV series Sharp, which originally ran from 1993 to 1997. Bean made his film debut in the historical drama Caravaggio, 1986, and received further attention for his roles in Stormy Monday, 1988, and Patriot Games, 1992. He played the main antagonist Alec Trevelyan in the James Bond film GoldenEye, 1995, and had a supporting role in the action thriller Ronin, 1998. Bean achieved international recognition for portraying Boromir in the fantasy trilogy The Lord of the Rings, 2001 to 2003. Following the success of Lord of the Rings, Bean appeared in a variety of films, including in the science fiction Equilibrium, 2002, The Heist National Treasure, 2004, Odysseus in the historical war epic Troy, 2004, the mystery thriller Flight Plan, 2005, the action horror Black Death, 2010, and the science fiction The Martian, 2015. Bean's television roles include the BBC anthology series Accused and Broken, Ned Stark in the HBO fantasy drama Game of Thrones, and the ITV historical drama series Henry VIII and Legends. As a voice actor, he has been featured in the video games The Elder Scrolls IV, Oblivion, Sid Meier's Civilization VI, and the feature films Wolfwalkers and Mummies among others. Since 2002, Bean has been the main voiceover for O2 adverts. In 2022, he won the British Academy Television Award for Best Actor for Time, a BBC One drama. 2. Early life. Sheffield Legends plaque in Bean's home city of Sheffield. Sean Mark Bean III was born in the Handsworth suburb of Sheffield on April 17, 1959, for the son of Rita, née Tuckwood, and Brian K. Bean, born 1934. 5. He has a younger sister, Lorraine. His paternal grandfather, Harold Bean Jr., 1914 to 2001, served in the Royal Navy in the Second World War. Citation needed, and was a stud mill laborer who later became a pacifist. Citation needed. His father owned a fabrication company that employed 50 people, including Bean's mother, who worked as a secretary. Despite becoming relatively wealthy, the family never moved away from the council estate as they preferred to remain close to friends and family. 6. As a child, Bean smashed a glass door during an argument, which left a piece of glass embedded in his leg that briefly impeded his walking, and left a large scar. 5. This prevented him from pursuing his ambition of playing football professionally. 7. Bean first attended a local school, Handsworth Junior School, before going to Athelstan School until he was 12, when he went to study at Brooke School. 8. In 1975, Bean left Brooke Comprehensive School with O-levels in art and English. 9. After a job at a supermarket and another for the local council, he started work at his father's firm. Once a week, he attended Rotherham College of Arts and Technology to study welding. 10. While at college, he came upon an art class, and decided to pursue his interest in art. After attending courses at 2 other colleges, one for half a day and the other for less than a week, he returned to Rotherham College, where he enrolled in a drama course. After some college plays and one at Rotherham Civic Theatre, he won a scholarship to the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art, RADA, starting a 7-term course in January 1981. 5. Career. 1983 to 1994, early work, Sharp. Bean graduated from RADA in 1983, making his professional acting debut later that year as Tybalt in Romeo and Juliet at the Watermill Theatre in Newbury. 5. His early career involved a mixture of stage and screen work. As an actor, he adopted the Irish spelling of his first name. His first national exposure came in an advert for Barbican non-alcoholic lager. 11. In 1984, he starred in David and Jonathan by William Douglas Home at the Redgrave Theatre in Farnham. 12. Between 1986 and 1988, he was a member of the Royal Shakespeare Company, appearing in productions of Romeo and Juliet, The Fair Maid of the West, and A Midsummer Night's Dream. 13. 14. He appeared in his first film, Derek Jarman's Caravaggio, 1986, opposite Tilda Swinton, playing Ranuccio Tommaso, followed by the same director's War Requiem, 1988. He had the protagonist role in Stormy Monday, 1988, directed by Mike Figgis. In 1989, he starred as the evil Dominic O'Brien in The 15 Streets, where he gained a dedicated following. 15. During the late 1980s and early 1990s, Bean became an established actor on British television. 16. In 1990, Bean starred in Jim Sheridan's adaptation of the John B. Keane play The Field. Also in 1990, his role as the journalist Anton in Windprints examined the difficult problems of apartheid in South Africa. He appeared in the BBC productions Clarissa, 1991, with Saskia Wickham and Lindsay Baxter, and Lady Chatterley, 1993, with Joely Richardson. 17. In 1996, he combined his love of football with his career to finally achieve his childhood dream of playing for Sheffield United, starring as Jimmy Muir in the film When Saturday Comes. 18. Although the film was not critically acclaimed, Bean received credit for a good performance. 19. In August 1997, Bean appeared in what became a famous Sky Sports commercial for the upcoming 1997-98 Premier League season. 20. His football-related work continued in 1998 when he narrated La Coupe de la Gloire, the official film of the 1998 FIFA World Cup held in France. 21. Bean's critical successes in Caravaggio and Lady Chatterley contributed to his emerging image as a sex symbol, but he became most closely associated with the character of Richard Sharp, the maverick Napoleonic Wars rifleman in the ITV television series Sharp. 22. The series was based on Bernard Cornwell's novels about the Peninsular War, and the fictional experiences of a band of soldiers in the famed 95th Rifles. Starting with Sharp's Rifles, the series followed the fortunes and misfortunes of Richard Sharp as he rose from the ranks as a Sergeant 23 promoted to Lieutenant in Portugal 24 to Lieutenant Colonel by the time of the Battle of Waterloo. 25. Bean was not the first actor to be chosen to play Sharp. As Paul McGann was injured while playing football 2 days into filming, the producers initially tried to work around his injury, but it proved impossible and Bean replaced him. The series ran continuously from 1993 to 1997, with 3 episodes produced each year. It was filmed under challenging conditions, first in Ukraine and later in Portugal. After several years of rumors, more episodes were produced: Sharp's Challenge, 2006, and Sharp's Peril, 2008. 26. Both of these were released as 2 cinema-length 90-minute episodes per series. 27. With a role as enigmatic Lord Richard Fenton in the TV miniseries Scarlet, Bean made the transition to Hollywood feature films. His first notable Hollywood appearance was that of an Irish Republican terrorist in the 1992 film adaptation of Patriot Games. While filming his death scene, Harrison Ford hit him with a boat hook, giving him a permanent scar. Bean's rough-cut looks made him a patent choice for a villain, and his role in Patriot Games was the first of several villains that he would portray, all of whom die in gruesome ways. 28. 1995 to 2011, The Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones. Bean at the premiere of North Country at the 2005 Toronto International Film Festival. In the 1995 film GoldenEye, Bean portrayed James Bond's nemesis Alec Trevelyan, MI6006. 29. He played the weak-stomached Spence in Ronin, 1998, a wife-beating ex-con in Essex Boys, 2000, and a malevolent kidnapper/jewel thief in Don't Say a Word, 2001. He was also widely recognized as villainous treasure hunter Ian Howe in National Treasure, and played a villainous scientist in The Island, 2005. In the independent film Far North, he plays a Russian mercenary who gets lost in the tundra and is rescued by an Inuit woman and her daughter, whom he later pits against one another. 30. Bean's most prominent role was as Boromir in Peter Jackson's The Lord of the Rings trilogy. His major screen time occurs in the first installment, The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. He appears briefly in flashbacks in The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers and The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, as well as in a scene from the extended edition of The Two Towers. Before casting finished, rumors circulated that Jackson had considered Bean for the role of Aragorn, but neither Bean nor Jackson confirmed this in subsequent interviews. Bean's fear of flying in helicopters caused him difficulties in mountainous New Zealand, where the trilogy was filmed. After a particularly rough ride, he vowed not to fly to a location again. In one instance, he chose to take a ski lift into the mountains while wearing his full costume, complete with shield, armor, and sword, and then hike the final few miles. 31-32. Other roles gave more scope for his acting abilities. In 1999's Extremely Dangerous, his character walked a fine line between villain and hero. 33. He became a repentant, poetry-reading grammaton cleric who succumbs to his emotions in 2002's Equilibrium, a quirky alien cowboy in 2003's The Big Empty, and a sympathetic and cunning Odysseus in the 2004 film Troy. He appeared with other Hollywood stars in Moby's music video We Are All Made of Stars in February 2002. 34. In the same year, he returned to the stage in London performing in Macbeth. 35. Due to popular demand, the production ran until March 2003. 36. In 2005, Bean had sizable roles in the films Flight Plan and North Country. Bean has done voice-over work, mostly in the British advertising industry. 37. He has featured in television adverts for O2, Morrison's and Barnardo's as well as for Akovo and the Sci-Fi Channel in the United States. He also does the voiceover for the National Blood Service's television and radio campaign. Bean has also filmed a TV ad for Yorkshire Tea, a United Kingdom brand of tea. 38. For the role-playing video game, The Elder Scrolls IV: Oblivion, he voiced Martin Septim. 39. Bean's distinctive voice has also been used in the intro and outro segments of the BBC Formula One racing coverage for the 2011 and 2012 seasons. Bean completed a 1-hour pilot, Faceless, for American television. He has also appeared in Outlaw, 2007, an independent British remake of the 1986 horror film The Hitcher. Here he used an American accent again. In 2009, he appeared in the Red Riding trilogy as the malevolent John Dawson. He also appeared in Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Lightning Thief, 2010, playing the role of Zeus, the king of Mount Olympus and god of the sky, thunder, and lightning. Also, that year, Bean starred in Cash, playing the lead role of Pike Kubik, a dangerous man determined to recover his wealth in a bad economy. Cash explored the role money plays in today's hard economic times. Bean also played the villain's twin brother, Rhys. Bean starred in the first season of Game of Thrones, HBO's adaptation of the A Song of Ice and Fire novels by George R.R. Martin, playing the part of Lord Eddard Ned Stark. 40. Bean and Peter Dinklage were the two actors whose inclusion showrunners David Benioff and D.B. Weiss considered necessary for the show to become a success, and for whose roles no other actors were considered. His portrayal won him critical praise, as the AV Club's reviewer put it. He portrayed Ned as a man who knew he lived in the muck but hoped for better and assumed everyone else would come along for the ride. 41. HBO's promotional efforts focused on Bean as the show's leading man and best-known actor. 42-43. 2012, present, further film and television roles. Bean at a press conference for Ridley Scott's The Martian, 2015 Toronto Film Festival. In 2012, Bean appeared in 4 films, Soldiers of Fortune, Clean Skin, in which he plays a Secret Service agent faced with the task of pursuing and eliminating a suicide bomber and his terrorist cell, Tarsum Singh's Snow White adaptation, Mirror Mirror, and the sequel Silent Hill, Revelation, in which he reprised his role as Christopher da Silva. 44. Also that year, Bean co-starred in the ABC drama series Missing, and appeared as cross-dressing teacher Simon in the opening episode of the 2nd season of UK television series Accused, a role which would earn him a Royal Television Society Best Actor Award. 45-46. Bean starred in the espionage television series Legends as Martin Odom, an FBI agent who takes on various fabricated identities to go undercover. The show was cancelled after its second season. An intensive viral marketing campaign was centered on the hashtag Don't Kill Sean Bean, focusing on the various deaths of his past characters and promising his character in Legends would not suffer the same fate. 47 The campaign culminated with a Funny or Die exclusive video featuring Bean filming a scene for the show where he's become so accustomed to dying on screen that he expects his character to die a bizarrely gruesome death despite the simplicity of the scene. 48. From 2015 to 2017, Bean starred in the ITV Encore drama series The Frankenstein Chronicles. 49 In that time, he also starred in multiple notable films including Jupiter Ascending, Pixels, and The Martian. In 2017, Bean starred in the BBC series Broken as the troubled priest Father Michael Kerrigan, which earned him a BAFTA Award for Best Actor. 50 In 2019, Bean played a damaged veteran in the TV drama World on Fire, basing his interpretation on his late paternal grandfather. Citation needed. On May 31, 2020, Bean appeared on Josh Gad's YouTube series Reunited Apart, which reunites the cast of popular movies through video conferencing, and promotes donations to non-profit charities. The episode saw Bean reunited with fellow Lord of the Rings castmates Sean Astin, Orlando Bloom, Billy Boyd, Ian McKellen, Dominic Monaghan, Viggo Mortensen, Miranda Otto, John Rhys-Davies, Andy Serkis, Liv Tyler, Carl Urban, and Elijah Wood, plus composer Howard Shore, writer Philippa Boyens and director Peter Jackson. 51. In 2021, the actor was reunited with Jimmy McGovern, author of Broken and Accused, and Stephen Graham, his co-star in Tracy's Story, for the three-part BBC prison drama Time. 52. Bean starred alongside Nicola Walker in Stefan Golazowski's drama series Marriage, 2022, which opened to mixed reviews from both critics and viewers. 53, 54, 55, 56, 57. In 2025, he played the main role of Ronnie Felon, head of a drug dealer family, alongside Julie Graham, and Jack McMullen, playing his wife and son, and James Nelson Joyce, his number 2, in the BBC Liverpool-based gangster television series The City Is Ours, 2025. 58. Public image. Personality. Bean at the 2015 Toronto International Film Festival. Bean is often described as down-to-earth and has retained his Yorkshire accent. 17 He says that he does not mind being considered as a bit of rough by women. 59 He has developed a reputation as a loner, a label that he considers unfair. 17 He has described himself instead as quiet, and interviewers confirm that he is a man of few words. 60 With one interviewer calling him surprisingly shy. 61 He admits that he can be a workaholic, he reads books or listens to music in his spare time, and is a skilled pianist. He is also a keen gardener, welder, and sketcher. 62 Popular in his home county, a 2018 poll for Yorkshire Day saw Bean ranked the second greatest Yorkshireman ever behind Monty Python comedian, and fellow Sheffielder, Michael Palin. 63. Acting style. Despite being professionally trained, Bean adopted an instinctive style of acting that some say makes him especially well suited to portraying his character's depths. 64 He has said that the most difficult part is at the start of filming when trying to understand the character. 65 After achieving this, he can snap in and out of character instantly. This ability to go from the quiet man on set to the warrior Boromir amazed Sean Astin during filming of The Fellowship of the Ring. 66 Other fans include directors Mike Figgis and Wolfgang Peterson, who described working with Bean as a beautiful thing. 64. Deaths of characters. For many years, Bean's characters died on screen, a phenomenon that gained notoriety on the internet and in the Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones and James Bond fandoms, becoming an internet meme. 28 Bean's favorite on-screen death is Boromir in The Fellowship of the Ring. I thought his death was very heroic and triumphant and poignant. It had pathos. 67. As an homage to this meme, Bean appears in 2018 Hitman 2 video game as an elusive target named Mark Faba, aka the Undying, for his seeming inability to die. 68-69. In September 2019, Bean revealed that he had begun turning down roles that would have his character killed because the pattern had become predictable. 70-71. Personal life. Bean has been married 5 times and divorced 4 times. He married his secondary school sweetheart Deborah James on April 11, 1981, and they were divorced in 1988. He met actress Melanie Hill at RADA, and they were married on February 27, 1990. Their first daughter was born in October 1987, and their second was born in September 1991. Their marriage ended in divorce in August 1997. During the filming of Sharp, Bean met actress Abigail Cruttenden, and they were married on November 22, 1997. Their daughter was born in November 1998. They were divorced in July 2000. In addition to his 3 children, Bean has 4 grandchildren. 72. Bean began dating actress Georgina Sutcliffe in 2006. After cancelling their planned January 2008 wedding on the eve of the ceremony for personal reasons, he married Sutcliffe at the Marylebone Town Hall in London on February 19, 2008. 73. During allegations that Bean physically abused Sutcliffe in 2009, 61 domestic disturbances resulted in the police being called to their home in Belsize Park on 3 occasions. Bean and Sutcliffe's separation was announced on 6 August 2010. 74, and a decree nisi was granted on December 21, 2010. 75. He married Ashley Moore on June 30, 2017. 76. Bean has been a fan of Sheffield United, the Blades, since he was 8 years old, and has a tattoo on his left shoulder that reads 100% Blade. 77-78. He opened their Hall of Fame in 2001 and, after making a 6-figure contribution to the club's finances, was on their board of directors between 2002 and 2007 to help raise the profile of the club. He stepped down in 2007 to go back to being an ordinary supporter where he feels at home. 79. During his time there, he had a dispute with Neil Warnock, former manager of Sheffield United, after Warnock claimed that Bean stormed into his office and shouted at him in front of his wife and daughter when the club had just been relegated from the Premier League. Bean denies it, calling Warnock bitter and hypocritical. 80. He wrote the foreword and helped to promote a book of anecdotes called Sheffield United, the Biography. 81. He also follows Yorkshire County Cricket Club. 82. Bean has a tattoo of the number 9 on his shoulder, written using Tengwar, in reference to his involvement in the Lord of the Rings films and the fact that his character was one of the original 9 companions of the Fellowship of the Ring. 7 of the other actors of the Fellowship, Elijah Wood, Sean Astin, Orlando Bloom, Billy Boyd, Ian McKellen, Dominic Monaghan, and Viggo Mortensen, have the same tattoo, while John Rhys-Davies, whose character was also one of the original 9 companions, arranged for his stunt double to get the tattoo instead. 83-84. Aligned with the British left, in 2015 Bean expressed support for Jeremy Corbyn and for Old Labour, the era before Tony Blair rebranded the party as New Labour. Bean also spoke of his admiration for Tony Benn. 85. Bean is a Christian. 86. And a gardener in his spare time. Jupiter Ascending is a 2015 space opera film 5 written, directed, and co-produced by the Wachowskis. Starring Channing Tatum and Mila Kunis with Sean Bean, Eddie Redmayne, and Douglas Booth in supporting roles, the film is centered on Jupiter Jones, Kunis, an ordinary cleaning woman, and Kane Wise, Tatum, an interplanetary warrior who informs Jones that her destiny extends beyond Earth. Supporting cast member Douglas Booth has described the film's fictional universe as a cross between The Matrix and Star Wars 678, while Kunis identified Indulgence 9 and consumerism as its underlying themes. 10, 11, 12. The film was produced by Grant Hill and the Wachowskis, making Jupiter Ascending Hill's seventh collaboration with the Wachowskis as producer or executive producer. Several more long-standing Wachowski collaborators since the creation of the Matrix films contributed to the picture. 13, including production designer Hugh Batop, visual effects supervisor Dan Glass, visual effects designer John Gaeta, standby prop man Alex Boswell, supervising sound editor Dane Davis, and costume designer Kim Barrett. Other notable past collaborators include Speed Racer composer Michael Giacchino, Cloud Atlas director of photography John Toll, along with its editor Alexander Berner, and hair and makeup designer Jeremy Woodhead, who worked on both. Jupiter Ascending was released in the United States on February 6, 2015, by Warner Brothers Pictures. The film was panned by critics. Despite praise for the visual effects, the narrative was criticized as confusing. It grossed $185 million against a $176 to $210 million budget during its theatrical release. Plot: Earth and countless other planets were established by families of transhuman and alien royalty to harvest the resulting organisms to produce a perpetual life-extending youth serum for the elites on other planets. After the death of the matriarch of the House of Abrazax, the most powerful of the alien dynasties, her children Balaam, Kaliki, and Titus quarrel over the inheritance. Balaam inherits control of the Abrazax business empire, Kaliki inherits the planet Ceres, and Titus spends his inheritance on a lavish spaceship. None are named sovereign of Abrazax, instead they are styled first, second, and third primary. Jupiter Jones narrates that her father, Maximilian, met her mother Alexa in St. Petersburg, Russia. After Maximilian is killed in a robbery, Alexa names their daughter Jupiter, after his favorite planet, and they move to Chicago to live with Alexa's family. Years later, Jupiter makes a modest living as a housekeeper to her wealthy neighbors. Wanting to buy a telescope, she agrees to sell her egg cells and uses her friend Catherine's name as a pseudonym. At Catherine's house, the women are attacked by extraterrestrial keepers. Jupiter photographs them, but they erase both women's memories of the incident. Jupiter finds the strange photograph on her phone while waiting at an egg donation clinic, but cannot recall anything about it. During the procedure, the doctors and nurses are revealed to be keepers sent to kill her, but she is saved by Cain Wise, a former soldier sent by Titus to bring her to him. As Cain and Jupiter flee, their spaceship is destroyed by a squad of keepers. Cain fends off the attack, kills the keepers, and hijacks one of their vehicles while protecting Jupiter. Cain realizes that Jupiter must be of great significance to Titus and Balaam, who are revealed to have sent the keepers to Earth to capture her. Cain takes Jupiter to the hideout of Stinger Apeni, another former soldier living in exile on Earth. After learning she can control the bees in Stinger's residence, Jupiter discovers that she is galactic royalty. Stinger agrees to help Jupiter, but she is captured by Balaam's hunters and bribed by Kaliki to bring Jupiter to her Alcazar on Ceres. There, Kaliki explains that Jupiter is genetically identical to the House of Abrazax's long-dead matriarch, and therefore she is the Earth's rightful owner. Supported by Captain Diomikit Singh of the Intergalactic Police Force, Aegis, Cain retrieves Jupiter from Kaliki and takes her to the intergalactic capital planet, Horus, to claim her inheritance as sovereign of Abrazax. Once claimed, Jupiter would gain control of Abrazax Industries and displace Balaam as title holder of Earth. In another attempt to lure Jupiter to him, Balaam sends Grigon to kidnap her family. On the way back to Earth, Titus's henchmen capture Jupiter and detain Cain as punishment for not bringing her to him. Titus reveals to Cain his plan to marry Jupiter, kill her, and claim Earth. Titus then throws Cain into the void of space and attempts to seduce Jupiter, declaring his intention to dismantle the youth serum trade, of which Earth is the next intended source. Cain survives being spaced and returns with Stinger to save Jupiter at the altar before she gets married. Jupiter asks to return home but learns that her family has been taken hostage by Balaam. At his refinery inside the Great Red Spot, Balaam demands Earth in exchange for Jupiter's family. Realizing that Balaam cannot harvest Earth without her permission, Jupiter refuses. Cain infiltrates the refinery and damages its gravity hull, causing the refinery to begin collapsing. While the occupants evacuate the refinery, Sing's ship moves in and rescues Jupiter's family. Jupiter survives the collapsing structures, only to land at the feet of Balaam, who tries to kill her. She fights him off before Balaam falls to his death. Cain saves her as the refinery is in its final stages of collapse. Sing opens a portal to Earth and prepares to evacuate, potentially leaving Cain and Jupiter behind. However, she is relieved that they have survived and crossed the portal, along with Sing's ship. Jupiter's family is returned home with no memory of their disappearance, while Jupiter secretly retains ownership of the Earth. Cain's rank in the Legion is restored, and he and Jupiter begin a relationship. Cast: Channing Tatum as Cain Wise, a genetically engineered soldier, half human and half canine, though this is not immediately visible. 14. He has a tremendously powerful sense of smell that allows him to track a gene through the universe. 15. To perform the role, Tatum wore a mouthpiece to change the shape of his lower jaw, which prevented him from closing his mouth and made it difficult to speak. Mila Kunis as Jupiter Jones. Kunis describes her character as unhappy with her job and life until Cain finds her. 10. Sean Bean as Stinger Apenai, a Han Solo type character. 16. Stinger is half human and half honeybee, which gives him enhanced speed, special vision, and a high sense of loyalty. He is Cain's former comrade 10 but lives on Earth with his daughter. 12. Eddie Redmayne as Balaam Abrazax, first primary of the House of Abrazax and the eldest of the 3 Abrazax siblings. Balaam controls the wealthiest business empire in the known universe from a gigantic refinery in the Great Red Spot of the planet Jupiter. He feels threatened by Jupiter Jones's claim to Earth and tries to stop her. 10. Douglas Booth as Titus Abrazax, third primary of House of Abrazax and Balaam's brother. Edward Hogg as Chicanery Knight 17. Maria Doyle Kennedy as Alexa, Jupiter's mother. Tuppence Middleton as Colicky Abrazax, second primary of the House of Abrazax and Balaam and Titus's sister 10 whose motives appear to be less business-oriented than her brothers. Nikki Amukabird as Diomykit Singh, captain of the Aegis. Vanessa Kirby as Catherine Dunleavy, Jupiter's friend. Jeremy Swift as Vasily Bolotnikov. Christina Cole as Gemma Chatterjee, a cybernetic Aegis officer. Duna Bay as Razzo, a bounty hunter. James Darcy as Maximilian Jones, Jupiter's father. Kik Guri as Vilady, Jupiter's cousin. Tim Pigott-Smith as Molly Dix. Gugum Vaidara as Famulus, a half-human, half-deer combination. 1819. Ramon Takaram as Philo Percadium. In addition, Terry Gilliam makes a cameo appearance as the Seal and Signet Minister, the bureaucrat who confirms Jupiter's title to Earth, in a scene made to resemble Gilliam's 1985 film, Brazil. 20. Production. Development. In 2009, Warner Brothers president Jeff Robinov approached the Wachowskis about creating an original intellectual property and franchise. Development began 2 years later, with the production and visual effects teams doing pre-production work based on a first draft of the script, while the Wachowskis were shooting the future segments of Cloud Atlas. 10. The story was partly inspired by Lana's favorite book 21 The Odyssey. 22. It was making me super emotional, Lana has said. The whole concept of these almost spiritual journeys and you're changed. Another inspiration was The Wizard of Oz, which Lana contrasts to The Odyssey. Dorothy is pretty much the same at the end as she is at the beginning. Whereas Odysseus goes through such an epic shift in his identity. The Wachowskis themselves describe the plot of the film as an effort to reverse the classical science fiction trope of the hero who is emotionally withholding and strong and stoic. Instead, they tried to create a new form of female science fiction hero in the space opera genre. We were like, can we bring a different kind of female character like Dorothy or Alice? Characters who negotiate conflict and complex situations with intelligence and empathy. Yes, Dorothy has a protector, Toto, who's always barking at everyone. And that was sort of the origin of Kane. 23. Production design. Producer Grant Hill and visual effects supervisor Dan Glass have noted that the Wachowskis never repeat themselves. Hill has described the design as an original take on the look of space environments, while Glass mentioned it was influenced by cities around Europe rather than science fiction touchstones. Examples include Renaissance architecture, modern glass, and Gothic art. 10. Filming. The film was a co-production between the United States Warner Brothers Pictures and Australia's Village Roadshow Pictures, with both studios providing 40% of the budget and Rat-Pack Dune Entertainment the remaining 20%. For Roberto Malerba and Bruce Berman served as executive producers. 24 Principal photography commenced at Warner Brothers Studios, Leavesden on April 2, 2013, on an initial budget of $130 million. For filming also took place at Ely Cathedral in England. 25 The production remained in the London studio through June, then moved to various locations in Chicago, Illinois, throughout late July and August. 24 Minor reshoots to clarify plot points. 26 took place in January and early May of the next year, the latter of which took place in Bilbao, Basque Country, Spain. 27 Star Channing Tatum later stated, "Jupiter Ascending was a nightmare from the jump. It was a sideways movie. All of us were there for 7 months, busting our hump. It was just tough." 28. The opening scenes show the Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao and Dancing House in Prague, both of which were designed by Frank Gehry. This was the second feature that cinematographer John Toll shot digitally, using ARRI Alexas and Codex recorders, after Iron Man 3:29 in part due to the visual effects element. 30 Legend 3D handled the stereoscopic conversion of the film, having recently integrated the Mystica post-production software into their pipeline. 31 Vision 3's Chris Parks is the stereoscopic supervisor of the film. 32-33 An 8-minute-long chase sequence, codenamed 52 part by the film's crew, depicts Jupiter and Kane fleeing from aliens and spaceships in downtown Chicago shortly after they first meet. It was the longest sequence in the script, involving some of the film's most difficult stunts. To complete it, Kunis and Tatum had to film every day for 6 months. 12. Effects. Several of the film's effects rely heavily on practical stunts instead of CGI. Tatum has noted there was minimal use of digital doubles and instead most stunts were done by the principal actors or stuntmen attempting to match the previous sequences. 15 34 35 36 For the scenes of Tatum's character flying using anti-gravity boots, Glass has stated that his team invented